Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? It is the Self Care Check podcast. And we like to always start off with a thunderous, do you care about your self care?
Yes.
All right, all right. And it's just a lovely month of joyfulness. And we are celebrating the times of joy over the times of sorrow. And with that being said, I have a lovely, God filled, and fearing woman next to me who's made a change in her life that she wants to share with you. And being that she's been here with her testimony and has sat down with many people, not telling them necessarily, but just sitting down with them, and her energy, her aura itself even speaks alone. Miss Sarah Holt. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing great.
Yes, and you look great.
Thank you.
And you came here to Tier 1, and I saw Dr. Moody sit with you, Michelle sit with you, Ron sit with you, even some of the senior staff ladies in the building and men sit down, and just from the conversation, even me sitting down with you, not just hearing from your story, but just sitting down in communion within the building of Tier 1 and our activities. I've got to say, it has been an honor having conversations with you and getting to know you and to knowing the feats that you conquered in your life. So would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and a little bit before we get to the questions?
Um, well, I keep God first. Because it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now, sharing my experience and my strength and hope with you guys. I used to live and I led to use. Stuck. Paterson is where I planted my seed. Um, Being in an unhealthy relationship came with it. Um, Finding out how I was when I was out there. Because my band of millions, that's my story. Because it was my comfort zone. Um, Experience being around people when I was using, and how busy the devil was. How busy the devil was, the company I was around. So you live and you learn from the choices you make. And last year in 2022, my bottom was panhandling by the liquor store in Passaic. A panhandle up $9. Cold. And when I decide that I couldn't panhandle more money, I decided I seen a person that I knew. I used with this person. And for me to discover when I get home with the 2 bags, it's garbage. So I was tired of myself. And like I said, I was brought up into church. And God was always there with me.
Always.
Always. Seeing the miracles, what he had done for me. Because I'm living today.
Amen.
So when I had got them 2 bags that night, I surrender. And I told God that I was tired, but I was tired of myself. And I believe in my heart that God knew what he was doing when I was so determined that I surrendered. So the 20th this month will be a year for me.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
And when my mother died, right? Like I said, God was preparing me. He was preparing me. And he showed me the path. And I thank God that I was clean when my mother left. And I was with her in and out the hospital. And right to this day, I know my mother looking down at me, being proud of me.
Yes.
Because she always wanted me to be that independent person.
And you are.
And as long as I keep God first, keep in my heart, stand on a right path, and believing in Him, believing in myself, loving myself, and I'm also proud of myself.
Yes.
Like they say, people, place, and things. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So I'm that perfect example. If they see I could do it, they could do it too.
Yes, they can. And Sarah, like, with what you said, that actually became one of our questions, unknowingly and knowingly, but unknowingly, it was one of our questions. But just paraphrase a little different, and we're gonna throw it into the audience before we bring it back into the room. So here's the question: what are some things you found yourself having? Excuse me. Let me say it again. What are some things you found yourself having to fight for your smile for?
First of all, I'm going to say, staying clean must come first. Responsibilities that I'm living for today. Having tier 1 in my life.
Yes.
And that's the key to my life right now. Because my goal is to be a recovery specialist. Because God got me here for a reason. So I'm going to keep going on my journey.
All right. So is there anyone in our audience that would like to give their response as I read the question again? What are some things you found yourself having to fight for your smile? Anyone?
Louis? Yes, good afternoon. What puts a smile on my face? I would say my family, being clean, having my sobriety is very important. It makes me smile. The position that my higher power got me in puts a smile on me, and also that the kids, are growing, are getting educated the right way, and they're living and having fun and enjoying. So that's what makes me smile.
Anyone else?
I mean, I'll go. I'm Samantha. What keeps a smile on my face are definitely my daughter and my son. How, I'm proud of myself, but they're proud of me, and they show me every day. Because when you are in the dark and you're doing negative things, you could look at them and you could know that, like, they're going through it too. It's just not me by myself. You're making them feel bad too.
So you're fighting for them, for that smile. Okay. As long as we stick to the topic of the question, because it kind of seemed like it derived just a little bit, just a tad bit. So I'm going to read the question again. What are some things you found yourself having to fight for your smile for?
The question's not what makes you smile?
No.
What are you fighting for? To fight for your smile?
Okay, getting clean, staying Being on the right path,
Yes.
doing the right thing in life, and just counting my blessings every day.
That's right.
All right.
That's what it is.
Anyone else? No one. Well, for me, I fight for my smile by devoting my abilities to God for the abilities He gave me. And one of His abilities He gave me is to poetically speak beats. So every morning I do a grateful rap, or just before it's 12 o'clock I do one. I'm like, I gotta get this over in the morning before it's too late. Let me put this out there because He gave it to me. So moving towards the second question, Sarah. You ready? Because I can tell you ready for this challenge. You already got a year. How they say it in NA? Anybody with 3 months, raise your hand. 60 days, 90 days, 9 months, a year, and so on and so forth. And when I hear those people giving their numbers of how many years or just the time of giving that time of fighting and looking to be who they once were before they realized that the person that they were today was not who they were. So seeing that change and growth in people really it makes me want to come and listen more to the NA classes that Bobby has. And moving towards the second question, what was that like, spending too much time chasing external things and not internal?
It was hard each day. I had my time that chasing. I couldn't no longer put myself in that situation again. Like I said, I was tired. You know what I'm saying? And people dying out there every day. And like when I got out of detox, the person I was using with, they found him in his apartment dead. So like I was saying, I thank God for me coming up with that decision, being tired, sick and tired of me. I'm here today.
So would you say that having to go through that hardship, knowingly but unknowingly, that it was going to mold you to be the person that you are now, and even for the sake of others that are going through that down that rabbit hole and not listening to that worm? I'm gonna just use a worm for reference. Going down the hole, the worm say, "Hey, you don't want to go down that way. Wait, want to turn around." And not listening and just keeping going. It took for you to hit that bottom to realize the way back up.
See,
It was meant.
I live to learn. I live and I learn. The choices I took. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from it.
Yeah.
I most definitely learned from it. If I could have stopped when I got up this age and when I was back in the day, who knows where I'll be. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God for giving me another opportunity.
Yes.
It's the opportunity I got. And it's life. So it's like a rude awakening for me. I don't know about nobody else. For me.
Yes.
Because I was that child, didn't have to want for nothing. So it's my turn to not to have to want for nothing. By getting all my desires of the things that I never had. So I had the opportunity to get that. As she said, living your life like it's golden. I believe
Jill
it.
Scott.
I believe that. If you believe in yourself.
Yes. You have to believe in yourself.
That's right.
Yes, we're gonna bring it into the audience. I'm gonna read the question again. What was it like to spend too much of your time on external things and not internal things? Anyone?
Bobby.
Hi everyone, I'm Bobby.
Hey, Bob.
I want to thank you for sharing your experience with us. And the question about dressing up the outside and not taking care of the inside. And what we used to say is like someone has Gucci on the outside and Kmart on the inside. So your outside and insides is not matching. And a lot of us want to look good, but it's not about looking good. It's about living good and doing the right things. One of the things I found out in this whole new skin that we put on once we get clean is that doing the right things sometimes don't feel good. So sometimes I can't even do things that make myself feel good because the things that I'm doing is the right thing, but you got to remember I'm still not used to doing all the right things.
Right.
I'm still used to, getting away with some stuff that I didn't deserve. So I'm learning that if I keep doing the right things, my feelings will catch up with my doing. And once my feelings catch up with my doing, I'll start feeling good about some of the stuff that I did. And that's it.
All right. Anyone else? Barbara?
The question, please.
I'll restate the question.
Thank you.
What was it like spending too much time on external things and not internal?
Okay, so recently I've been learning a lot of things recently, but recently I learned that, okay, you know how people have their town that they live in, and I get out of that town, I gotta get out of that town, I gotta get out of that town, everybody goes the same thing, I gotta get out of town, but I learned recently the number one enemy of you is you. Nobody else. You are your number one enemy. And where does it start? In the mind. 99.9% of our mind is trained to think negatively from we were born. It's called programming. So you have to reprogram yourself. So that's what I've been doing over the years, reprogramming myself to think positively in a positive light. Now, I used to be the one to say, I can't keep on being Miss Goody Two Shoes. I was Miss Goody Two Shoes all the time. Being bad was an adrenaline rush for me. Like, I loved doing bad things because it made me feel good. Because I was tired of being Miss Goody Two Shoes all the time and it got nowhere. So, yeah, being bad was an adrenaline rush for me. And I come to realize, like, if I want to be close to God and close to...
Can't be doing none of that.
No, it's not that I can't be doing none of that. I got to do it in a seasoned way. You know, if I want to be bad, I got to be bad in a good way. You know, somehow oxymoron. But I said that to say this: the external and the internal. The internal is dealing with me, myself. The external is everybody else. You know, pluck everybody else and deal with me, myself, and I. Because if I'm not good, I can't be an example to show people how to be good.
But through the experience, it took you time to come to that reality, basically, you're saying.
No, sometimes I still want to be bad, but I hold my tongue because I know, like, I just know who I am in God, and I Patronella, need God.
Yeah, but it's, yes. Anyone else? Well, for me, at one point, I was always looking externally upon the things that was going on in my life. When I was young, I felt like I didn't have no real control of things until I came to my own senses and said, look, I can't keep resting upon other people to make sure this is right for me or that is right for me. I just took it upon myself to know that there's something that's needed, and I can't keep turning to other people to be what it is that I need. I have to turn to myself, turn within me, and call God to instill the understanding, to instill that what I may or may not know that I need for me. So when I came to that and did all of that, it changed. My internal started feeling like my external, because it was more of me coming out than what was externally trying to come in. So I everyone's path is different, but the same process of revelation or higher understanding is always still the same, because God love it never changed. And that brings us to our last question, because we know His love never changed, and out of the fact that we know that His love never changed, but it changes us. In your own words of encouragement for joy, what would you say to others?
First of all, I want to help. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to respect that, because when I was out there, I didn't want to hear that. So I don't want to cause no harm to that person. But if they want to reach out with me and they want help, I will help them.
Help. Anyone else?
I like to say something.
Is it on the question?
Restate the question.
Yes, I was about to read it anyhow. In your own words of encouragement for joy, what would you say to others?
I mean, information is there, but you don't just give information freely, just give it out. You just have to come to an understanding with an individual while you are around the individual. If they feel like getting the information shared, then you can share. But take for example this morning, I'm always on the street. I always say I'm on the street. So I said, brother, God said to give you a hug. I mean, move out here, that cushion. You always with that cushion. I was like, a handshake? Man, if you don't move out here. So the thing about it is, and then I went down the street, I was like, God said give you a hug. He gave me a hug. God said give you a hug and a kiss. He gave me a hug and a kiss. You know, so you got to know your boundaries. So what I say is that if they don't invite that, just leave them alone, like Sarah said.
True. But that's also why Sarah was saying she was going to be giving them words and not actually hugs. So I'm going to read the question again out loud. In your own words of encouragement for joy, what would you say to others?
I don't say stuff. I show action.
Well, actions are words. So
Bless
I still accept what you said.
Bless
I just wanted to reinstate the question
Blessed.
again.
I heard the first time.
All right.
Okay, I have something to say.
Yes.
I would encourage by saying, believe in Him. It's only Him, and it's the only way, His way. Thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, I would say don't give up. There's still hope.
Yes.
I would say, for lastly, action speaks louder than words.
Yes. That may still get them on their balls. I was never saying you was wrong, but it may still get them on the ball. I'll take one more unless that's it.
I would like to say that actions only last for a little while. Words last forever.
All right.
And that being said, audience and people watching and tuning in, what are you going to say to someone in joy? What are you going to show someone in joy? And as we also heard, actions are no greater than your words, although words last longer. What are you going to do? Self-Care Check Podcast. Do you care about your self-care? Yeah. All right.